Welcome to Private Stories, where people discover who they really are. Michael Carter arrived home just before 9 in the evening. The flight had landed on time, but the drive from the airport stretched forever through sleet and thick traffic that crawled like a wounded animal. The rideshare driver kept glancing at him in the mirror as if expecting conversation or confession. Michael said nothing. He watched the blurred lights slide across the window and felt that odd sensation of approaching a place that looked like home but no longer belonged to him. The key turned in the lock with a soft metallic click. Unlocked already. Strange. He stepped inside quietly the way he always did, hung his dark coat, set his travel bag against the wall. The air smelled different. Sharp citrus, artificial, too clean. A new air freshener. A smell that did not belong to their house. "You are back." Elena's voice came from the kitchen, flat and neutral, as if she were announcing the weather. No surprise, no warmth, no irritation. Just information. Yeah, traffic was bad. His tone matched hers, perfectly calm, perfectly empty. She appeared in the doorway, wiping her hands on a towel. Slim figure, dark hair pulled into a neat knot, pale lips without makeup. Home clothes but arranged too carefully, as if she expected someone to look at her closely. Michael studied her the way people study strangers in airport lounges trying to guess their stories. "Want dinner reheated?" "No, I ate on the way." He had not eaten. He wanted to see what she would say. A short pause. "How was the trip?" "Negotiations, paperwork, nothing interesting." "Tired?" She avoided his eyes. "I will tell the kids you are home." She turned away quickly. Michael remained in the hallway, slowly untying his shoes. The shoe rack stood at a different angle. A small thing, but he remembered exactly how it used to stand. The vase on the dresser had moved too, and the painting on the corridor wall hung slightly higher. Footsteps on the stairs. First light, quick ones, Sophia. Then slower, heavier, Ethan. "Daddy." Sophia rushed down and hugged him briefly before stepping back, as if unsure how long she was allowed to hold on. "Hey, sweetheart." He touched her hair gently. "You staying for a while?" Ethan asked from halfway down the stairs without coming closer. "Hope so." Michael looked at his son. The boy's gaze was direct, almost adult, as if he knew something or expected something to happen. Later, after the children went to bed, Michael walked through the house slowly, carefully, like someone returning not to a home but to a stage set that imitated one. The kitchen was spotless, too spotless. No crumbs, no plates, no signs of a family dinner. Containers in the refrigerator arranged with obsessive precision. In the bedroom, the bed looked like it belonged to a hotel suite. Pillows perfectly aligned, blankets stretched tight. He removed his jacket and stepped into the walk-in closet. A new bundle of ties on the top shelf. Not his. On the right side, a cosmetic bag he had never seen before. In the lower drawer, a box containing a bottle of men's cologne. He picked it up, smelled it. Not his scent. Not even close. He sat on the edge of the bed listening. The house was silent. Too silent. Elena did not come in to say good night, did not check on him. She used to do that automatically. He lay down without pulling the blanket over himself and stared at the ceiling. No jealousy, only facts, details. He started listing them in his mind. The cologne, his shaving gel missing from the bathroom. Moved, thrown away, replaced, all possible. He closed his eyes, but sleep did not come. He listened to the house the way soldiers listen in unfamiliar territory, where the floor creaks, where doors open, where breathing comes from. That night everything sounded wrong. Even the silence tasted foreign, like food seasoned with the wrong spice. At 3 in the morning he got up without turning on the lights and walked to the kitchen. A notebook lay open on the table. He glanced down. Thursday, gym. Friday, salon. She had not gone to the gym or any salon in months, so either it was a lie or a code. He returned to the bedroom and sat by the window watching the dark yard beyond the tall fence. Sooner or later something would reveal itself. A light in another window. Footsteps. A scent. At dawn Elena entered as if the night had never happened. I started laundry. If there are clothes in your suitcase, put them in the basket. He nodded without looking at her. She did not turn around. She left like a stranger who happened to share the same roof. Children's voices echoed upstairs. Sophia laughed too loudly, unnaturally bright. Ethan spoke quietly but insistently. Michael listened. They were discussing what flower to draw in an album. A strange topic for a Sunday morning. He lay still with his eyes closed. An old habit from times when decisions had to be made before getting out of bed. Now it helped him understand how reality had shifted. The house was different. Elena was different. Even the children behaved differently. He went to the bathroom. His towel was gone. Only a woman's towel hung on the hook. In the glass stood a cheap disposable razor. His old wooden-handled one had disappeared. Not a mistake. A replacement. He washed his face carefully without touching anything that did not belong to him. When he entered the kitchen, Elena was already setting the table. Everything measured, aligned, controlled. Want eggs? No, just coffee. In the machine. We got a new blend, very smooth. Who brought it? Client. I told you about him. He roasts coffee, gives it away to everyone. Michael poured a cup and tasted. Bitter. Not smooth. Either she did not notice, or she lied. Both options were familiar. Ethan entered and stopped by the doorway before sitting down silently. Sophia followed holding a drawing. Daddy, look. Beautiful. The daisy had one extra petal. He noticed immediately. Extra things always stand out. Elena sat across from him eating toast without looking up. Plans for today. Nothing, I am staying home. Meaning nowhere to go, I want to spend time with the kids. You said you had another meeting. Cancelled. He looked directly at her. The same expressionless mask. No surprise, no irritation. Only calculation. Then I would have cancelled my appointment with the cosmetologist. No need, go. I will stay with them. The children glanced up. Sophia smiled. Ethan kept eating. Michael noted silently. His son had been quiet far too often lately. After breakfast, Michael cleaned the kitchen slowly. Not out of habit anymore. Out of observation. He lifted the trash lid. On top lay an empty box of condoms. New brand. Not sold in the pharmacy near their house. Which meant someone brought it. The question was when. He closed the lid carefully without touching anything else. In the hallway, Elena searched for her keys. Her bag hung open. Her phone lay on the floor. She muttered under her breath, irritated. Lost something. No, just. She stopped abruptly. Here they are, everything is fine. She buttoned her coat while he watched. Black leather gloves, thin and expensive. Not her style. A gift. The coat was new too. No need to rush back, he said calmly. You try not to be late either. She attempted a smile, but the corners of her mouth twitched strangely. When she left, Michael closed the door softly and turned the lock. The children were assembling a puzzle on the floor. What exactly does your mom do at work? He asked without looking at them. Marketing, I think, with some guy named Daniel. Sophia answered. Their office is downtown. Ethan added. Have you been there? No, but she says it on the phone. Michael brought his own phone, opened a browser, searched the company name. A basic website with no staff list. One photo of a man. Generic contact number. The address led to a massive business complex with hundreds of tenants. The company could be real, or a front, or both. He went upstairs, opened a drawer in the bedroom desk. Elena's old card holder. Only business cards from 2 years ago. Nothing recent. Her laptop sat on the desk. Closed. Password protected. It never used to be. He did not try to hack it. He simply noted the change. Then he called someone. "Hey Max, I need something checked. Serious. Private information about one person. Name, number, movements. For now, just name and photo." "How fast?" "As soon as possible." He sent the photo from the website. The day dragged endlessly. Michael answered emails, pretended to read documents, watched the children. Everything only halfway. He was waiting for a signal, for permission to act. Elena returned at 6. Perfect makeup, hairstyled, that heavy scent again, vanilla mixed with tobacco. Not new, not feminine. She changed clothes in the bedroom as if nothing had happened. "How are the kids?" "Fine. Dinner. Already ate." She froze for a fraction of a second. In that pause everything flashed. Fear, irritation, calculation. "I will take a shower," she said. "Long day." He nodded and sat in a chair with a book. After 3 minutes he put it down. He had not read a single line. The tension filled the house like water filling a sealed container. Quiet. Relentless. 3 days later Max called at noon. His voice was short and heavy. "Michael, the guy you asked about, Daniel Graves. He showed up in reports a couple years ago. Private clinic, license issues." "What kind?" "Data violations, unauthorized access to medical records. Rumors about manipulating DNA tests. Nothing proven, everything buried. Officially unemployed now. But there is something interesting. For the past 6 months, he has been regularly entering a gated residential complex. And a woman visits the same place often. Name not listed. I will send photos." Michael sat at his desk staring at the blank wall. He did not feel anger, only focus. A message arrived. He opened it. A woman in a hooded coat standing beside a man near an apartment entrance. No holding hands, but moving in perfect sync. "Elena." "Daniel." Michael set the phone down slowly. All the scattered pieces aligned into a straight line. The scent, the missing towel, the gym schedule, the pauses, everything. That evening he came home with groceries. An old habit that once meant usefulness. Now it meant inspection. While Elena cooked, he entered the bedroom. Technically their bedroom, practically hers. He searched not for evidence but for patterns. Where she placed things, how she folded clothes, how shoes were positioned. Signs of a second presence were everywhere. Subtle, behavioral. In the closet hung a white men's shirt. Expensive, not his size. On a shelf lay a shaving razor and new blades. And used, almost decorative. In the bathroom cabinet he found painkillers, sedatives, vitamins. No condoms. But in a lower drawer, a new bottle of lubricant hidden behind towels. He did not touch it. Only counted. Confirmed. The next day he visited Victor, an old university friend and family lawyer. Division of property without conflict takes 4 to 6 months. Victor said while flipping through papers. Longer with children, especially if custody is disputed. And if I have proof of an affair. Photos, videos, messages, indirect evidence helps, but direct proof is stronger. Michael remained silent. He did not want revenge. He wanted finality. "Start gathering everything quietly," he said. Victor nodded. "Surveillance on the apartment Daniel uses will be step 1. Financial analysis of Elena's transactions, step 2. Michael handed over statements and receipts. He returned home late. The children were already asleep. Elena sat in the living room wrapped in a blanket with a glass of wine. "Where were you?" "With a friend." "You think disappearing like that is normal?" Her tone carried no accusation, only balance, like she was adjusting scales. "You think putting another man's razor in our bathroom is normal?" Silence. She did not turn the page of her book. Her eyes stopped moving. "What do you mean?" "Nothing yet. Just a question. Maybe you are imagining things, paranoia." Her voice was soft but steel hid underneath. "Maybe we should check." He walked past her into the bedroom. She stayed behind. He heard the glass set down. Footsteps. But she did not follow, which meant she had already chosen a side. That night he did not sleep. He stared into darkness, thinking how quietly control can slip away. Not through explosions. Through scents. Schedules. Towels. He did not think about feelings. Only actions. He had children. Resources. Time. Enough to reclaim his space and dismantle the game piece by piece. Cold. Precise. Without mistakes. Michael woke at 6 without an alarm. Cold gray light leaked through the curtains. The house felt hollow. He lay still for several minutes, then rose and walked to the children's room. The door was slightly open. Sophia slept curled up, clutching a pillow. Ethan lay on his back, eyes closed, but his breathing too even. Awake. Pretending. Michael said nothing and closed the door gently. In the kitchen, coffee brewed slowly. He stood at the window watching the empty yard, the fence, the dull morning sky. Elena appeared later in a silk robe, hair damp, smelling of peach shampoo. A new scent again. You staying home today? All day. She nodded without comment, filled a glass with water, drank, left the room. Each day she looked less cautious, or more confident. Around 9 he called Max again. Movement confirmed. Daniel entered that apartment twice in the last 3 days. Once with an unknown woman, once alone. Any exits? Car remains inside the complex. But cameras caught Elena leaving this morning. Clear face, no hat. I will send the image. The photo arrived. She stood outside the building dressed not for work, not for fitness. Coat, heels, earrings. Relaxed posture. Smiling at her phone. Michael closed the image. Not anger. Certainty. Later he picked up the children from school himself. Sophia ran out first, her scarf crooked. Daddy, you came again. Is that bad? No, just unexpected. Usually Mom. Today me. He smiled for stability, not for joy. Ethan walked out slowly with a heavy backpack. He nodded but said nothing. During the drive Michael kept the radio off. Are things okay? Yes. And Mom? Pause. Ethan answered first. She leaves a lot. Where does she go? Says work, but sometimes she comes back wearing different clothes. You noticed? Yes. And she does not talk then, just goes straight to her room. Michael nodded. He did not know what hurt more, that his son saw everything or that he had learned to accept it. That evening Elena returned late using her key. Michael sat in the living room reading. You are home. And you were not. We had an off-site project. Where? At a client location, I told you. She remained in the doorway without removing her coat. Take your boots off, there is mud. Are you watching me? I am watching the house. She pressed her lips together, removed the boots, went to the kitchen. You ate? Yes, with the kids. And with me. You stopped eating with me a long time ago. She returned holding only her phone. What are you trying to prove? Nothing. Just recording facts. Facts. Behavior. Contradictions. Changes. Something sharp flickered in her eyes, then disappeared. You are becoming different. No, I am just noticing. He walked past her toward the hallway. The kids asked questions. What questions? Why you do not sleep at home? Why you lie? Why you smell like someone else's perfume? She turned away without answering. Michael went to his study, locked the door, opened his laptop, backed up files, photos, statements, screenshots, preparation in case things turned destructive. A week later, Elena suddenly changed tactics. Sunday morning, she cooked breakfast, omelets, toast, fresh juice. The kitchen smelled of mint and butter. Michael stopped in the doorway. She sat drinking coffee from his favorite worn mug. Sit down. Everything is ready. The children were still asleep. Unusual calm filled the house. Want to go out of town today? Why? Just a change of scenery like we used to. He ate silently. The words sounded rehearsed, borrowed from an earlier version of their life. Or do you still think I am lying? I do not think. I know. How? You are trying too hard. First sign. She set the mug down and walked to the window with her back to him. You have become cold. I stopped being convenient. Not the same thing. She turned, face composed but eyes tense. I do not know what you imagine. You do not need to say anything. We are adults. We both understand. He finished eating, washed his plate. What will you tell the kids? Nothing. For now. Later that day, Victor handed him a flash drive. Surveillance cameras at Daniel's apartment recorded 8 visits from Elena over 3 weeks. Different days, different times. Often in the morning. Always alone. Install cameras inside. Only if you want absolute proof. I do. That requires agency access, money, time. Do it. Victor studied him carefully. You sure you want the end? It is too late not to. The next day, Elena left her bag open in the hallway. A white envelope peeked from inside. Michael removed it. Receipt from a jewelry boutique. Pendant with engraving. Purchased 3 days earlier. No recipient listed. He returned everything exactly as it had been. That evening she said, I wanted to give you something. No need. Why? Because you did not buy it for me. She froze, then snapped. You are tearing everything apart yourself. I am just not pretending anymore. After that, their conversations reduced to logistics. Pick up. Drop off. Doctor tomorrow. Silence between them grew dense like pressure before a storm. One afternoon he overheard her through the thin wall speaking on the phone. No, not yet. He is suspicious. Yes, I am careful. If anything, I will say you are just a friend. Michael did not move. Conversation logged mentally. Friday, 3:03 p.m. Private call. Not work. The following morning Max sent another report. Daniel rented a private apartment under a false name. Access by chip card. No official residence. Elena stayed there nearly 4 hours. Entered empty-handed. Left with the same bag she carried at home. Michael downloaded the files, saved multiple copies. He was not preparing the final move yet. Just building structure. Cold. Calculated. Necessary. Not for revenge. For protection of himself, of the children, of what remained of his life. Lies can last a long time, but silence lasts longer. And he had been silent long enough. He returned home one afternoon without warning. At work he had said he would stay late reviewing contracts. No one questioned him. Michael Carter was not a man people interrogated. He parked on the next street and approached the house on foot. Snow crunched softly beneath his shoes. Not rushing. Never rushing now. At the gate stood a car he did not recognize. Dark green, tinted windows, out-of-state plates. He memorized the numbers automatically. The front door was unlocked. Inside, warmth pressed against him, heavy and intimate like the breath of a sleeping body. No television. No children's voices. Only silence. He climbed the stairs. The bedroom door stood slightly open. First nothing. Then a low male voice. Then hers. Soft. Breathless. A tone she had not used with him in years. He pushed the door. Elena lay on her back, hair scattered across the pillow. One arm wrapped around a man's neck. Daniel Graves. His shirt lay on the floor. For a moment nobody moved. Elena's eyes widened. Not panic. Calculation. Daniel scrambled upright, pulling his pants. I did not think. Do not. Michael's voice was calm. Too calm. Something snapped inside him anyway. He stepped forward and drove his fist upward into Daniel's groin. The man collapsed, choking on air. Michael did not look at Elena. He turned, walked out, and closed the door gently until the latch clicked. Downstairs he put on his shoes, stepped outside, inhaled cold air. A faint smile touched his lips. Not joy. Release. He sat in his car, opened his phone, sent the license plate to Max. Check driver and registration. Reply came almost instantly. On it, Michael drove to a small apartment he had rented years ago before marriage. It smelled of wood and stale tobacco. Empty. Safe. He opened his laptop. Created a new folder. Confirmation. Everything from the past weeks went inside: photos, surveillance clips, financial data. Then he messaged Victor. Caught them personally in my house. Direct proof. Response came. We begin. Elena called 3 hours later. He did not answer. Calls kept coming. Then a message. You misunderstood everything. We need to talk. It was a mistake. Do not do anything stupid. He ignored it. Not because he had nothing to say, because everything had already been said by actions. Another message from Max. Car rented using forged documents. Camera confirms arrival and departure matching your timeline. Michael switched off the phone. No anger. No pain. Only emptiness. Ash where something once burned. And in that ash space for a new order. Precise. Legal. Irreversible. He returned home the next morning as if coming back from another trip. No suitcase. No noise. The bedroom smelled of lavender. New detergent. Downstairs, a cup of coffee still warm. She was nearby. Elena entered in pajamas, hair wet. You are back. Yes. And he left. You misunderstood everything. It was supposed to be a surprise. She adjusted her robe, unconsciously covering herself. Signal of vulnerability. How are the kids? At school, I took them. Thank you. She hesitated. I will get dressed, need groceries. He nodded and waited until she went upstairs. Then he checked her bag. Tissues, keys, receipts, perfume. At the bottom, one remaining condom. Same brand as the box in the trash. He returned everything exactly. The next day he dismissed the housekeeper. No longer required. Severance paid. Elena confronted him hours later. Why did you not discuss this with me? My decision. She worked here 6 years. Not anymore. Irritation flashed across her face. She was losing territory. Losing control. He quietly revoked her access to the joint bank card. Moved all funds to his personal account. Issued separate cards for the children. 3 days later she approached him. The card does not work. Correct. So everything is separate now. Completely. She wanted to argue but could not hold his gaze. That evening Victor sent another report. Hidden camera installed in Daniel's apartment. Material pending. Also information about Daniel's visits to a private clinic outside the city. Registered as consultant. Clinic owned by a company under his mother's name. Old trick. Michael saved everything in a folder titled Mechanism. At work he took a week off. 3 days at home with the children in the mornings. Laptop in the afternoons. Silence in the evenings. Elena moved through rooms like a guest who had not yet packed. On the 4th day she left her phone in the living room. Michael checked it. Password unchanged. Messages with Daniel archived. 3 months of conversations. Dates. Addresses. Photos. I miss you. He is home again. Thought he would leave. We will help. Screenshots taken, sent to himself, traces removed. She never noticed. Or pretended not to. Late Friday night she entered his study. We need to talk. About what? About us. There is no us. Do you want a divorce? Possibly. He did not raise his voice. Just stated it. Go to sleep, tomorrow will be difficult. She left quietly. Michael stared at the screen. Files, dates, numbers. Behind them, a destroyed marriage. He did not hesitate. He simply moved forward. Morning began with another performance. Breakfast laid out perfectly. Coffee, oatmeal, fruit, warm bread. Today I will pick you up from school. Elena told the children. Dad promised. Sophia protested. No, he did not. Michael said calmly. She froze briefly. After breakfast she remained home. Soon she appeared in his study doorway. We need to talk alone. I am listening. I know things have been wrong between us. You mean your lover. I made mistakes. I do not want to destroy everything. He waited. Not apology she wanted. Control. You want to keep the family. Yes. After everything. I will fix it, just give me time. You had 2 years. He stood and stepped closer. Listen carefully. I do not believe words anymore. Only facts. Is that a threat? No. Notification. Her face turned pale. You will not even give me a chance. You already used several. You can leave or stay. The ending will not change. That evening Victor sent a message. We have material. Video confirms relationship. Audio included. Ready to deliver. Michael watched the footage without sound. Them together on the couch near a window. Unhurried. Comfortable. As if nothing was forbidden. His throat dried. Not from jealousy. From finality. The next morning she tried again. We can start over. Too late. She understood instantly. No pause. No opening. That night at 3 she entered his study wearing only a robe. Do you hate me? No. Then be a real man and forgive. I ended things with him. Irrelevant. I cannot live without you. Tears slid down silently. Weaponized. He did not move. Go to bed, Elena. Tomorrow will be long. She left. Door closing harder this time. Michael remained alone, staring at the network of files on the screen. Contacts. Transactions. Connections. Everything ready to be exposed. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Visit our channel for interesting and intriguing stories.